Howdy, y'all. How's it going? It's been a while. Well, it's been a couple days. I don't know if you got that last stream. It's an actual stream. Yeah, hi. Welcome, everybody. We're going to be doing some Elite Dangerous today. Might as well go ahead and jump right into it. Yeah. How's your weekend going? How's everybody's World Cup watching logs going? Been catching some clips of Kiara. It's been an experience. Yeah. So no real plans tonight. Just welcome to the stream. It's gonna be chill. You know, I missed you guys. Last stream was not up to the usual standards, but to be fair, I had a little bit. So yeah, tonight it's just mostly gonna be chilling, hanging out, talking, seeing what you guys are up to, and trying to work on this Dodec. I'm just a hair short of the 50%. Actually, let me see. Where is Boucherba manufacturing at? Is it on this side? Ooh, it is on this side. Okay. Well, that answers that then. We're gonna get CMMs. Yeah, you know, aside from, you know, aside from that, it's been an interesting week. It's been all right. There's a lot of Elite news and a whole lot of other things to talk about. So yeah, it'll mostly just be chilling. But welcome to the stream, everybody. Happy Saturday night. I hope it's happy if you're hanging out watching me on a Saturday night. You know, things happen. Things happen. That's life. I don't know. I've spent most of the past couple nights watching Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl. And yeah, I'd seen the first season ages ago, but I had forgotten most of it. And I've not watched the movies or caught up with the new season or anything like that. So that's mostly what I've been doing. It's just been kind of a weird couple of weeks, if you probably noticed just from the stream schedule. I'm trying to learn some new things and just general, I don't know, just general blahness kind of going around. And so, you know, I thought it'd be nice to just kind of come in here and hang out and chat a little bit and hopefully get a little bit of this stuff as kind of like a byproduct of all of that. Once we actually get down here, I need to take a look at my actual construction and see what I get and see what I need. I should probably open the old spreadsheet. Where are you? Starports, Oculus, even though this one does not have Dodecs actually listed. That's fine. That's okay. We'll make do. Where am I at? Where am I at? If I've got a good spot to get CMMs, then I'm going to take advantage of it. Like, me getting CMMs really comes down to what's the fleet carrier parking situation looking like more than anything else. I have to go around the other side of a planet. Not happening. It's just not happening. There's no way. It's too much work. So yeah, I am looking at 1538. Okay. So not bad. Not bad at all. 1538 CMMs. I'm not worried about calculating all of that. You're just gonna load up the fleet carrier. It's not gonna fill the entire thing anyway, so I don't really have to worry about mathing it. But everything else, yeah, I wanna make sure we're getting the right numbers here. Let's take a look. Ceramics. There we go. Oh god, the lag. Yeah, we got a lot of Elite stuff coming up this week. Maybe if I can find the time to stream. It's really what it comes down to. 240 left after this. Got it. That's all I needed to know. Perfect. Okay, there we go. There we go. Close my like 50 tabs. Cool. Look at us. Look at us. Yeah, we've got a lot of big updates this week with Elite, so we'll probably be doing this at least one other stream this week. Might hop into some more Street Fighter. I don't know. You know, the past few weeks we've said we're going to be doing a lot of things, and I made a lot of plans, and none of them have really panned out due to various things. So, you know, I'm just gonna say that yeah, we will probably do one elite stream, but everything else is kind of up in the air right now. We'll just have to kind of take it as it comes. So yeah, that's kind of the situation that things are in right now. And it's kind of what I want to just kind of like hang out and talk about a little bit. I don't know, the past couple of weeks, like I've had a lot of fun with Street Fighter. There's still a lot of things that I gotta learn about it. There's still a few things, but mostly it's just I think it's just the summer's here. And summer tends to be a little bit rougher for a lot of streamers. You know, people going out, they touching grass, they go into conventions and buying things and that kind of thing. And I try not to get like super discouraged. You guys know that. But you know, it does still affect me a little bit, and it just kind of gets to a certain point where I'm like, is anything working? Like, is anything actually happening? So yeah, that's kind of been where my headspace is for the past couple of weeks. I mean, really ever since the big male VTuber announcement, like what, 3-4 months ago, it's been kind of like that. It's kind of thrown me for a loop in terms of like, well, what's the situation going to be looking like in this space? Is this something that's going to be viable? And yeah, it's been a little rough, I'll be honest. I'm not really like one of those guys that worries too much about numbers. Obviously, I'm happy when we get a lot, but at a certain time, you know, at a certain point, you gotta be like, is this working? Is this working? And it's not even necessarily like, do I want to still keep doing this? Because obviously, yes. It's more a question of like, what can I be doing? What can I be changing up a little bit? Which the Street Fighter thing is part of that. Just trying some new games, trying some new genres that we don't really do a whole lot here on the channel, and kind of push myself a little bit to learn something new. But that can also lead to some discouragement in other ways, like trying to learn classic controls, getting my butt stomped the entire night. Yeah, so there's that. I was watching Botan the other day. She was doing like some kind of promo SF6 video. I didn't realize that she's master rank with modern controls, so there is hope. There is hope for me yet. It's just, you know, a little bit more practice going into it. It's been a little rough. You know, I talked about last week. Was it last week? I think it was last week, but I did something really nasty to my wrist, which has kind of slowed me a little bit down. It seems to be mostly fine now. The fingers get a little tingly when I move them in a certain way, but it's a lot better than it was. But that also kind of like slowed me down a little bit in terms of like the SF6 stuff. But I am having fun with it. You know, I'm really excited about the season 4 pass coming up. So yeah, we'll keep doing that. You know, I don't know how hard it's going to be. I'm always a little wary sometimes. Like, it's fun doing a new genre, but at the same time, like, it can also be a little bit of a double-edged sword, because when you enter the FGC like crowd, you know, there's certain expectations for what they want from a streamer. And, you know, I don't know how many people are really going to be hanging out to watch some dude, you know, scrubbing it down in silver, right? On top of the other things that I don't want to deal with, like a bunch of unprecedented advice. I've been trying to take most of the advice and you know, about SF6 to heart. But you know my general thoughts on backseating. So, you know, it's kind of riding that fine line, isn't it? It can be a little tricky from my perspective. So we'll just kind of keep seeing how that thing goes. I'm gonna keep trying to do a lot on my own time, off stream, and then try and get back in when I feel like we're in a good position to actually like show some stuff, I guess. But aside from that, you know, it's just been, yeah, it's a lot of the channel right now. It's just figuring out what we're going to do to move forward. And a large part of that is also just real life things going on. It's just a lot of real life stuff. Like, I gotta work tomorrow. And I'll be honest, man, I really don't want to, even though it's only like 3 days a week. And it's still, you know, part-time, 24 hours or whatever. I don't know. Like, I was talking, texting my buddy about this today. And like, I'm just really feeling that need for a vacation, because I haven't even really left my state in like 5 or 6 years. Actually, it's probably, no, it's been 5 or 6 years now. It's very often that it's very rare that I even really leave my town, even to go to the next big city up. I only do that maybe once or twice a year, if that, for a couple soccer games. But yeah, I don't know. I think I have not had a proper vacation really since I left LA, and we're getting on what, 8-9 years now since I came back. Yeah, it's been nothing but work for most of that, and it's especially stressful when you don't know if the work is really paying off. The real life job, it's good. It's helping me out quite a bit. I'm able to afford things now, which is nice. I am able to get some bills paid down, get those student loans paid down a little bit, which is also extremely nice. But I haven't really been able to do a whole lot that I feel like has just been not work. Even these streams, as much as I have fun doing them and playing some video games, like, it's hard to complain about that, right? But even then, like, it does reach a certain point where it's like, okay, really the only things that I'm doing for me is really just like sitting around watching anime at this point. So yeah, I'm just kind of looking into the future and trying to, I don't know, trying to juggle some things, try and juggle some of my options, what we can do, what I can do to just have some fun, right? I think, you know, I put it on my list earlier this year for, you know, the New Year's resolution kind of things, is like, I want to be able to use my passport. So I am actually like pretty seriously looking at maybe like a 2-week trip to Japan. You know, most of it would be the flight and the hotel. Thankfully, you know, hey, I work for a hotel. I get a nice discount anywhere in the world that I want to go. It's real good. I'm not worried about that. The flight's a little bit different story. Look at some of the prices on those, and yeah, babe. It's a little scarier than I was expecting. So, you know, I might open up a new credit line or something with like no interest or something, and use that just for the flight and a hotel, and then, you know, use my actual account for all of my regular spending when I'm there, and gifts and food and all of that. I've got more than enough to handle the food for the trip. So yeah, I'm kind of looking at that. It's just, you know, if I do that, it means, you know, maybe I got to save up a little bit more. I'm not quite there yet. But it also means maybe giving up some other things that I was looking at. Like, I've been looking at a new guitar. Computer's going to need some upgrades. Now's a real bad time to be looking at upgrades, but you know, emergencies can happen. So I'd rather try and keep that as an option at some point. So yeah, and then there's also just the general, hey, I can put more into my student loans or look for an apartment and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's just there's a few options, a few things that I need to consider. But overall, it's just I need a break at some point. I'm just feeling it. I've been working straight. Aside from the brief couple of years, the year and a half, whatever it was, that no one was allowed to work. Yeah, it's been nothing but work for me, for all of that time. So yeah, it's a lot to consider. So that's kind of where the headspace has been at. And just trying to juggle all of that with what is going on the streams. What can we do? What games do you guys want to see? What's working? What's not working? And I don't know, just trying to find that new spark of inspiration. Because we have been very light on the streams for the past couple of weeks, which is not good. It's not good, guys. I want to make sure that that you guys know that I'm still here, that we're still having some fun playing games. And I think Street Fighter was definitely a little bit of that. I think that was a nice little shot in the arm. I just wish I was good at the game. I just wish I could be doing all of the fun stuff that I see a lot of others do. But you know, it's practice. They didn't jump right in and start doing it either. So you know, just putting in the work, I guess. But yeah, there's still a lot of improvements to be made, and just trying to figure out where to go. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on like the past couple of weeks. On top of the schedule. You know, my buddy wanted to do a campfire the other night. I guess it's God, time's flying. It's been a couple of weeks, I guess. And I was just like, dude, I woke up at like 9 o'clock tonight. Like the night schedule, if you've never worked third shift, it is definitely a thing. So even though I have more days off than I have days working, the fact that those working nights are in fact nights, it really messes up my schedule. So it feels like I have like no life outside of sleeping most of the time. You know, I went out today just to go get some food. We had a new restaurant open in town that I was kind of curious about. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go out. And it's kind of weird how time has affected me. Like I'm standing there and I don't know, like I feel like I'm just kind of like a normal, your bog standard just normal white Midwestern dude, right? And I don't know, I felt like such a slug. I really did. I was like, I didn't feel like anything that I was wearing was like all fresh and clean and all that. I'm like worried about my hair and all that. I felt like such a schlub just standing in line. It's like no one cares, right? Like everyone's just wanting to get their food. But it's been so long since I've just been like in the middle of a crowd and just hanging out during the day among other people. Yeah, it felt I don't know. It felt a little weird. Which is odd because I like being around people. Me, I'm the VTuber that likes touching grass. I like the crowds. I like cities. I like being among the throngs, right? And it felt almost like I had been out of practice about being around other people. Like, well, that's not good. That's probably not a thing I should be feeling. So yeah, you know, probably do a little bit more of that on my days off as much as I can. Right now, it's basically just been going to work, seeing a few people at work maybe over the course of a night. And then the rest of the week, the only people that I ever see are like the cashiers at the drive-thru. That's about it. So yeah, I need to get out more, I think. It's been too long. All right, there we go. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna turn up the air. It's kind of hot in here. I'm kind of surprised. Give me 1 moment. Oh yeah, give me that low thrum of the air compressor turning on. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. That's the stuff. Oh. Yeah, you know, it's just been like the past couple of weeks. It's not that I haven't wanted to stream. I actually have wanted to stream quite a bit. But I've just felt like, I don't know, just hasn't been a whole lot interesting to stream, or maybe I should say that I don't know if I've been in the mindset to make anything interesting to stream, right? Like I'm a firm believer that you can really make anything interesting to stream. People will watch all kinds of weird games and slop out there, right? But if I can't find a way to make it interesting, then you know, that's not good. That's not what people want to see. If I'm bored, people can tell that I am bored, right? Yeah, I see a lot of VTuber advice about streaming and that kind of thing, and that's really like one of the big ones. Is like if you're not feeling it, your audience definitely knows that you're not feeling it, right? So, yeah, and that's kind of where I've been at, is that I haven't been feeling it. I haven't been feeling anything. So, yeah. It's been a lot of this. I'll be honest. It's been a lot of this. I have put in a pretty good amount of work onto this Dodec, and that's not including a couple of refineries and stuff to get the points to put in for the Dodec. So I've been doing some stuff in games, just really nothing. Just turning on some shows on the second monitor and just kind of vegging out a little bit instead of really coming up with anything. Right. So yeah, but you know, we're gonna take a look. Hopefully this next week. I've been brainstorming. I've been coming up with some stuff. So yeah, hopefully we can get back into some things. And I'm also kind of in a Final Fantasy mood again. So I don't know if it'll be 14 or if I'm kind of thinking we might just jump right into 12 for the next Final Fantasy like main playthrough. I like 10-2. I do, but it's been too long since we've really done a whole lot of it, and I'm not sure if it's really holding my attention enough for streams. Like, I am enjoying it, but it almost feels more like a game that would be better just to sit down on my own and do. So, you know, it's something we can still do if people want to see me complete 10-2. I will definitely end up doing that off stream. But for the sake of the complete Final Fantasy playthrough, we might just jump into 12. We might just go ahead and do it. I went ahead and bought Zodiac Age on the Square Enix sale that they had a couple weeks ago, as well as 15. 15, I'm kind of scratching my head about how I'm gonna stream that one. We might just have to demonetize it, which is fine. I don't mind. I mean, I make what, like 2 cents a stream. It's not that big of a deal, but they do have some copyrighted music, like some, and not just like, oh, this is some original track that they licensed from some weird Japanese developer. Like, no, it's like, these are legit like Western canon tracks that they have in 15. So, yeah, I don't think I can really play Florence and the Machine and get ads, which that's fine. I just got to figure out what we can do. Time to Google search the old Square Enix material usage license again. It's the part of streaming they don't tell you about. You get real comfortable with those license pages on the Square Enix website. They have like a different one for every Final Fantasy, which is convenient. Lets me know what I should be doing. So yeah, we might do that. We'll just kind of hang in there and see. And then now that my hand is feeling better, I don't know, we might do some more guitar stuff. I still bought them like a month ago, and I still have not tried my wireless transmitter kit. So I would like to do that soon. They've been sitting on my desk, unloved, despite being a shiny new toy. Just sad. I spent like $200 on them. But, you know, there's not much I can do when for whatever reason, I pull something in my sleep in my hand, right? So yeah, you know, there's a lot that we've got coming up. It's just a matter of figuring out the time and figuring out the energy to do it. So yeah, please look forward to it. Yeah, that's kind of what's going on. On top of all the World Cup stuff, because I have been watching a lot of the World Cup. I've been having a really good time with it. I think it's been a very fun World Cup, despite all of the despair and everything that was going on beforehand and everything going on just in the world right now. I almost feel like a lot of people needed it as catharsis almost, because this is, I feel like, one of the most fun World Cups that I can remember in recent memory. It just seems like everyone that's going to the games and all the social media on Blue Sky, everyone's just having a good time with it, and it's been great to see. You know, it's weird because my parents have been watching. They've been watching like every game. I never in my life thought that they would be sitting down watching soccer, right? I've been trying so hard ever since our city got an MLS team to try and get them into it, and they're like, yeah, it's okay. But they've been watching a lot of it. They love Messi. They absolutely love Messi. And I'm sitting here trying to explain all the other players on the other team. Like the Congo won today, and that was like a real cool moment. But yeah, they were like, "Oh, the Congo won and all that." I'm like, they have Wisa, right? They have Wisa, who plays for Newcastle United. Like, he's not a small player, right? So I'm like trying to explain like some of the bigger players from the various teams. Like, even if it's a small country, like usually they have like 1 or 2 big players that are playing in the Premier League or playing for the Champions League or something like that. My go-to right now is Holland. I want to see how far Norway can go. I know they're not expected to go very far, but I feel like of everyone in the World Cup, Holland is definitely a poster's poster. I feel like he gets the memes. He loves the Shrek. If there was anyone in the World Cup that would know what a VTuber is, it is probably Erling Haaland. And you know what? Respect. So he's probably been my favorite. I mean, I like Messi too. I'm glad Ronaldo's been getting his ass stomped. It's been great. You'd love to see it. You love to see it. Mbappe's Mbappe. You know, he's professional in everything he does. He's just kind of like a blank slate. To kind of just be like, yep, this is soccer. I like him, but I don't like love him. He's Mbappe, you know. He is who he is. He's the professional. If Ronaldo is the ego, and Messi is like the fun-loving soccer child, and Haaland is the goofy character, then Mbappe is the professional. I think. I feel like that would be a fair assessment of your mainline stars right now. But yeah, it's been great. I'm excited for the round of 32. You know, we'll see how far men's national team's gonna go. Like, I feel like we've been doing a lot better than anyone expected. But that last game with the B squad, oof, we're gonna have to do a lot better. And I'm really worried kind of about the second half of our matches. I feel like that's when we kind of show our legs. We gotta work those up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I like a lot of the people on the men's national team. I feel like McKennie's gonna have to step it up. You know, he had a lot of good chances that last match and just couldn't bring it home. So you know, I know he can do it. He's done it before. I like McKennie a lot. But yeah, we're gonna have to do a little bit better. But you know, I'm just gonna keep watching to see how things go, and kind of go from there. Yeah. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it. I did not going into this. I wasn't sure really if I was gonna watch any of it at all. Really. I mean, you guys remember? I mean, there were all the stories about like half the tickets aren't sold yet, and obviously there's a lot of warnings that you know, the people would have trouble getting in. And I mean, the Iranian captain was talking about that today. And yeah, you know, there was just a lot of negativity. But I think overall it's been kind of a catharsis once it started. I feel like once people started hitting social media, it started sharing some of the weird things that some of the visitors were up to. I think that kind of like got people excited for it again. The Scots finding the Boston cop slide. That was, I think, kind of the moment that kicked a lot of it off. So yeah, it's been a nice turnaround. It's nice to feel happy about something good going on in the world again. And just kind of having that camaraderie with other sports nerds. But at the same time, I'm also kind of ready for it to be over so I can get back to my MLS regular season. Not that I'm necessarily expecting a whole lot, but you know, we were starting to pick it up a little bit before the break. I hope we didn't lose that momentum. But you know what? With the break being over, hopefully that means our man Roman Berkey will be back. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping. I need to go see one more match. Oh, but as I was saying a little bit earlier, Some other things going on. Like I've been in a Final Fantasy mood because I finally bought my first ever tickets to Distant Worlds. Yay! They're coming back to my city later on this year. I missed them the last time, didn't know what was going on. Tickets were kind of pricey, a little bit more than I thought. I did not spring for the VIP meet and greet. I very seriously considered it. I very seriously did, but you know, I didn't have anyone to go with yet. And I always buy 2 tickets to any concert just in case, you know, I'd luck into love or something like that. So, you know, as usual, you know, I bought my 2, but with the VIP tickets, it would have been like $400 or something like that, between everything. So I just went with some nice seats, off to one of the sides near the aisle, very close to the front. And, yeah, it was about half that. And I asked my buddy if he wanted to go. So I think we're going to be doing that later this year. You know, maybe I will still like luck into love or something like that with another Final Fantasy nerd. I'm sure he would be cool if that happened, being like, yeah, man, take the ticket. You got important things to worry about. But worst comes to worst, I know a Final Fantasy tragic who actually appreciates these things will be going with me. I've always said that when it comes to my concerts and stuff, I've never really had many opportunities to go with someone that actually wants to be there, right? So it's nice to have a BFF that I know will appreciate the official Final Fantasy orchestra and a giant crowd shouting Sephiroth during the encore, you know? So that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, this is really the first time in a while that I've been to a concert with someone that actually wants to be there. In fact, I can't remember the last time this happened. It might have been the last time we went to a concert together, which was his very first concert, Metallica, in a giant arena show. And we lost each other in the crowd like 2 bands in. So we didn't really get to enjoy it all that much. This was before the smartphone era. So yeah, it was the old Metallica days of the pit actually being the pit, and the pit was the entire floor. The entire floor of the America Center in St. Louis. So yeah, I don't really remember seeing him all that much, right? So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I've never been to Distant Worlds. I've always wanted to go. And a little bit before that, I think at the end of October, is Gateway Fate, which is the St. Louis / Midwest Final Fantasy 14 convention. I have not bought my tickets to that yet, but I do think I am going to go. So if you would like to meet me, the IRL, going to be like, hey, I know that voice, or that nerd from the internet. Yeah, I will probably be at Gateway Fate. I don't know about both days. We'll just kind of have to wait and see. But yeah, and all of that's kind of like re-inspired my Final Fantasy stuff going on, which is why I was kind of bringing up the 10/12 debate. Yeah, I've been very much in a Final Fantasy mood, pretty much since they announced Evercold. I've been doing a little bit of that off stream too, just working on my fishing in FF14, hanging out on the moon. I guess we finished the moon on Babong. So that was a nice little side quest. Got my little minion. So yeah, it's exciting. I don't know. I haven't been to a concert in probably 5 or 6 years. At the same time that I left the state last time. In fact, that might have been the reason I left the state last time. I can't remember. It's the last time I saw Metallica, whenever that was. So yeah, it'll be nice going to a concert again. It'll be a little bit different too. You know, I've only ever been to one other formal orchestra, right? Like I was in band. Like it's not like I don't know what an orchestra was. I was trumpet player and then drum major for my marching band. There's some lore for you. I had one lady in the middle of our longest parade because, you know, I live in a town, a very small town full of a bunch of boomers, right? But yeah, I had really, really long hair way back in high school. I was very much living the metalhead life. And there I was doing my drum major thing, leading the marching band on like this 2-mile route that took like an hour and a half or something like that. My arms were dead tired. She sees me out in the front, walks out into the middle of the street and says, "You need to cut your hair, young man," while I'm trying to do my job. So that was my marching band experience. That's what I went through in high school. Yeah. So yeah, I've only ever been to one other like professional orchestra, and that was seeing John Williams at the Hollywood Bowl, because he would do that every August to close out the season every year. He's a little old for it now. They do still do like a John Williams tribute, I think, but he doesn't actually go out and conduct, other than maybe doing like one song. I mean, dude's pushing 100, right? But I you know, this was way back when. So yeah, he was actually conducting the LA Phil the entire time, and that was really cool. It was a lot of fun. But that's been my only other professional orchestra experience, so I'm really excited about it. Obviously, I love my FF music. I'm kind of curious about this one. They say they're hitting up 10, 14, and 16 quite a bit for this round. So I don't know what of the outside songs they're going to do. Like, I really want to hear Terra's theme. The dream would be to hear them do the opera. I actually like the opera more than I like Dancing Mad. But either of those would be really cool, but I don't know if they've really been playing either of those with this being more of a 14-16 focus. So yeah, but I would like to hear one of those. Terra's theme is a big one. And then I don't know. Aside from that, I'm just gonna kind of live. Like, I know they do Xanarkand every stop. Like, that's something that I think Uematsu himself has said that he considers one of the more important songs to do for every Distant Worlds concert. So I'm not worried about that. But I would like to maybe hear like Roses of May or something that we don't really hear a whole lot. I also don't know what they will do for like the 14 segments. Like the meet and greet specifically lists Amanda Aachen. And I really would have liked to done a meet and greet with her. Have her sign my my Heidelin card that we unboxed from one of those collector packs, right? That would be really cool to have. But yeah, I just couldn't justify the price to get a signed Magic card, right? But outside of Tomorrow and Flow, I don't know what else they will do. Are they gonna do like Salt? Are they gonna do Salt? I feel like that's one that they do a lot. Born from the Heavens, Invincible. Like, there's a lot of options, but I don't know which one it'll be. I'll be happy with it no matter what, because I'll be playing the game in my mind, in my mind castle while they play it. So yeah, 16 stuff. I'm not like, I know Find the Flame, but I don't really know any of the other songs because we haven't gotten to that one yet. And somehow, I don't know how, I have managed to avoid spoilers for 16 for all of this time, but I've been very, very good about dodging them all, and I'm very happy with that. But I imagine some of it's going to get spoiled by the video monitor whenever we go. Like, 7 stuff is always good. Like, I wouldn't be opposed if they just did the entire battle medley that they do occasionally. But, you know, for 7 stuff, like, they always do One Winged Angel. That's always their final encore of the night. Like, that's very explicit, right? But like, I would like to hear some stuff that I don't really see them do a whole lot in the old YouTube fan-made videos. People recording the concerts. I watch a lot of those. It's really the main way that I know of Distant Worlds, is watching illicit videos on the internet of the various concerts. Like, I know they do the opening and bombing mission quite a bit. So that one's kind of cool. I know that they do Aerith's theme occasionally, but I would like to hear like something like Tifa's theme. We don't hear Seventh Heaven all that often on Distant Worlds, from what I understand. So I think something like that would be really cool. I'm not a big fan of Cosmo Canyon, but I know they do play that one quite a bit. Or even just do something basic like the battle theme, right? They could just do Those Who Fight Further, and I'd be cool with that. I'd be perfectly okay. But I am overall just very excited. And yeah. In fact, I think the last time that they came here, come to think of it, maybe that's why I didn't go. The last time that they came here, it was either that really small one where it's like the intimate concerto like lounge thing that they had going on, or it was like one of those like the choral thing. It was like one of the specialty ones that wasn't like the Distant Worlds headline show kind of thing. It was like one of the offshoots that they do occasionally to switch things up. And I think maybe that's why I didn't go. But this one is like a legit, yes, this is mainline Distant Worlds, the full orchestra, full concert, full choir, Arnie Roth up there. And yeah, I'm very excited about it. So we'll just have to see how it goes. I gotta remember how to go to concerts. Oh, and the venue that they're playing in is a lot better than the one they played last time. The last time that they did one here in our city, I remember looking at it, and it's where the like main orchestra plays, like our city symphony. And they just renovated it, so the acoustics are really cool, but the design is so modern. It's like they wanted a classical opera house with a modern flash to it. So the whole thing is just like, it's very white, it's very bright, like they don't turn down the lights enough or something when the show actually plays. Like they were trying to recreate Carnegie Hall is what they were trying to do, I think. And it's just not, I don't know, I just don't like the general look of where the city symphony plays. I mean, the symphony themselves are great. Like, nothing against the players. This is entirely about the venue. I'm just not a big fan. But the venue they're playing now is like one of those really old theatrical venues. And yeah, it's like dark and kind of gothic, and like it's absolutely gorgeous inside with all the like crazy molding and trim and the giant cathedral ceiling and all kinds of stuff. Like it's the main venue that they use whenever we have like the off-Broadway shows come through, or like the traveling Broadway productions come through. Like they've got like Wicked coming up, Rocky Horror's stopping by with the original cast, Steve Martin and Martin Short are coming. Yeah, it's like a really cool venue. And I don't know if Distant Worlds, if they've ever played this venue when they've stopped by. So yeah, I don't know how it's gonna go. But it's very exciting to be back in there. I haven't been to this place since we went on a field trip for like speech and debate or drama club or something like that. I saw Jesus Christ Superstar there, and I don't remember anything about it because I don't care about musicals at all. It's like, okay, free trip to this show. Cool. Yay. So yeah, it'll be nice to be back in there again. But yeah, Distant Worlds. Check out some of the new dates they've got coming up. All right. Yeah, aside from that, you know, I guess, and I've been vamping a while, I guess we should talk about the actual Elite news, huh? Because there's been a little bit of that. So this week, if you did not know, this week is Operations and the Nomad. The Nomad is definitely a day one purchase for me. Or, well, the first day off that I have after work. I think the 30th is, yeah. That might be the day that I start my weekend. I can't remember. Either way, the Nomad is a day one purchase for me. It looks really cool. I am a little disappointed that it doesn't actually like scan from inside. Like, you still have to get out and do the 3 samples and all that. But the bio painter scanner is really nice. Really nice. I've been watching some of the videos from the partner program people. It's just kind of whatever. It's a partner program of a very small niche space game, right? Yeah, you get what you pay for, I guess. But some of the videos have been pretty cool. And yeah, some of the stuff that they were showing off of the Nomad is really exciting. The interior, you know, if you can call it an interior, it's a nice change of pace. It's kind of cool that they're slowly figuring out ways to do that. But yeah, it's really the bio painter that I'm super excited about. That thing is so nice. So you know, you can scan. If you're on PC, it's the middle mouse button when you are when you're out on foot, and it'll give you like, it'll paint any bio signs like green in your display if they're in range. But the range is really kind of vague when you're on foot. They say it's like 500 to 1,000 meters or something like that. It's kind of whatever your heart tells you at the time kind of situation, right? But no, the Nomad does that. But from above. So like, you should never have any trouble. Never have any trouble finding biosigns again. Bacterium, no problem. Bacterium on ice, no problem. Bright green now. It's bright green on your display. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, it'll be a day one purchase for me. The operations, I don't know. The Merc coins having a limit is not great. I'm not a big fan of gating things. You guys know that. I've got plenty of things to do in this game. Like, there's really nothing that gating it is going to prevent me from doing. I'm still going to be playing it, right? But the mods and engineering that you get from those Merc coins are really cool. I said for a long time that my biggest worry was going to be the itemization, right? You have FDev who have this kind of niche space MMO, right? But they're not really MMO developers, right? So I wasn't really sure how they were going to handle that, right? And you guys know me. Like, MMOs is most of what we do here on the streams, right? It's like the game genre of choice here. And so I know a lot about itemization in dungeons. And yeah, I was real curious how they were going to hold, you know, how it was going to hold up. Now, that doesn't mean that some of those things might not be under or overpowered. You know, the balance is a whole different issue. So that's something that we'll just have to kind of discover together, right? But my main thing is like, what are we even getting from this? Regardless of what the balance ends up being, are we getting anything interesting? Or are we just going to be doing like we do for missions and just getting like some basic engineering materials, or like maybe some combat foot stuff, right? But no, they did a good job. I like what I'm seeing from the Merc coin modifications that they have listed. Almost all of them are new or very high demand. So stuff like expanded cargo racks, they're finally going to give us just a way to get them. Yeah, don't have to worry about CGs. Just do your Merc coins. Ta-da, expanded racks. Congratulations. Some of them seem like they're going to be like really handy. Like the fuel scoop speed. Like, that's really neat. That one, you don't really have to worry about the balance. Like, it is a pure bonus no matter what you do, and it's mostly going to be used by explorers. So, hey, that's great. Long-range DSS. That one I'm curious about. Is that one the mod itself? Is that one like the mod itself, or is it like an experimental? Is it going to override my double engineered spreads? If it overrides double engineered spreads, I don't know if it'll be worth it. But if I can get that in addition to scanning a field range, then hey, maybe I start doing that now. You know, I had someone in Discord being like, I can't imagine long range really saving you all that much time. I can absolutely tell you, as someone that usually does about 1,000 systems every time I go out on an exploring run, long range would absolutely save me a lot of time. There are a lot of times where I am booting up my jump to the next system while my probes are still scanning the planet. Like, I know I hit my target. I know I'm going to get the efficiency bonus. Just go ahead and pop the thing. Being able to do that from further out is going to save a lot of time. You spend a lot of time just approaching the planet to get within that 3 mm range, right? And the slowdown to get to that point, having to get that close, it adds up. It adds up quite a bit. So depends on like how long the range is going to be, but I could definitely see a use case for it. But I don't know if it would override the double spread. This double spread is really good. It basically cuts the amounts of probes that you need in half. So yeah, I don't know. That one's just gonna be one that I'm gonna have to see it in action and see if it's really worth it. Maybe on one of my side exploration ships. That's kind of like one of my gimmicky screenshot ones. Give that a shot. But everything else that I've been seeing about the operations, it's just kind of like, I don't know. It seems okay. It's not like game changing, I don't think. You know, someone on my Discord, in the old Squadron Discord, said that, you know, a lot of elite foot combat is like an FPS from 15 years ago, and operations really does nothing to change that perception, in my opinion. It still looks very basic, still looks very easy. I was watching dude go through and do it, and it's just like a lot of waves of dudes, really. But, you know, they weren't very hard. He just used like the regular like assault rifle, which is kind of boring. I use the I use the Manicore. That kills things in like 2 shots. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, it feels like, despite being like a new type of gameplay to experience, it's still using the FDev skill ceiling of, hey, has this person ever played another video game? Yes? Cool. You got this, right? It doesn't really seem all that challenging. As someone that has done a fair amount of, you know, Deadlock and even a little bit of Black Ops and other things like that, there's really nothing super impressive with any of the gameplay that I saw about operations. It's very much old school, 15 years old FPS design. Like you could probably put in like the original Wolfenstein models from the OG game, and it probably moves around at about the same pace as what we were looking at. So yeah, nothing super exciting. Now I have not seen anything with the Firestorm Rescue, which is supposedly one of the easier ones. He was just doing one of the ones that like you have to collect like the biochemical data or something like that. And yeah, and like I don't know, he was spending like 20 minutes not even really going for the objective or anything. He was just killing the same enemies in the same hallways like for 20 or 30 minutes before actually moving on with the objectives. I feel like if you've ever played another FPS before, you probably could have got it done in like, I don't know, 10 minutes, if that. really fast. But you know, I feel like a lot of the players that are really into Elite Dangerous feel like, despite being kind of old as a VTuber, feel like I'm pretty young in terms of the Elite Dangerous crowd. So, you know, I guess they're making it for the main audience. I don't know. As long as it gives people something to do and they have fun with it, I guess that's all that matters. For me, it'll just be like, hey, something easy I can hop into and get some free stuff Take up 15 minutes of my day. Hey, good to go. I'm fine with that. They're just dailies to me. But yeah, aside from that, I mean, it looked fine. It looked fine. We'll just put it that way. It looked okay. Yeah, it might be a little tricky at first as I try getting used to Elite's really slow-ass projectiles. But we'll get there eventually. But either way, it's new. It's new stuff. I don't know why it took them like 3 months of delays to get it done, but you know, they gotta do what they gotta do. But I am excited for it. I'm more excited for the equipment that we're gonna get from it than the actual operation gameplay itself. It is nice that you'll be able to matchmake at the very least. You know, I know some people in my squadron will probably be doing it, so we might hop in and do some of that with them at some point. But I know some of the other people in my squad were like a little worried about it being like too team focused, and then I'm like, guys, we're like a bunch of salty vets that mostly play other games. Like, we'll be okay. We basically wrote the guide on BGS. Like, I think we're gonna be fine. Any of the space ones that we have to do, I'm fairly sure the standard Froggy ship that anyone has would probably blow most of the space operations out of the water. I'm not super concerned about anyone in the Diamond Frogs not being able to beat the spaceship part of it, and I'm not terribly concerned about them being too difficult in the on foot stuff either, you know. But I do like the matchmaking. There were some grumblings about it, but it's like, you know what? If the game is mostly graybeards now, all they really need to do is draw fire away from me. I will carry a bunch of graybeards through this stuff and get them some free loot. I am fine with that. It's not like I haven't been carrying sprouts through like FF14 dungeons for the past 2 weeks or anything like that. We'll be okay. We will survive if we have to be in a team. I just hope you know, queue times aren't that long, and yeah, you know, I'm not necessarily opposed to it either, because I feel like I don't really get to meet a whole lot of random people. Like, the way Elite is built, and with the galaxy being so big, unless I hop into open and go to like one of the areas with a bunch of gankers, I don't really see a whole lot of other people. You know, the Titans were a nice little change of pace for that. I'd see other people in there all the time. But outside of that, like, yeah, I don't really run into anyone. So having some kind of matchmaking, and if they can get the netcode to work, like, honestly, yeah, I'm kind of all for actually meeting other people to play the game. But I really have not done a whole lot of that. I visited a billion of their stations. I kind of know who a lot of these people are just because I keep following their trail. Like, I know who GF Jake is, because he built half of these systems that we're in right now leading to these nebulas, right? But I've never actually like talked to any of them. I've never met any of them, right? So yeah, if I could run into some other people and through random matchmaking, like, hey, I'm cool with that. As the MMO tragic, like, that's kind of what I'm used to, and it's been very weird in Elite not having that experience, to be honest, for being supposedly an MMO. Yeah, like, it is because we affect the world around us so much, right? Like, we affect the galaxy. All of our actions, like, have a very, yes, you can load up the gal map and see exactly how players are affecting things kind of situation, right? But actually seeing them in physical space is not something I've really had the pleasure of doing. So yeah, I'm excited about that, if nothing else. But yeah, gameplay will be gameplay. It's fine. It might be a little trickier at first, just because I have not done any engineering at all for my on-foot stuff, but that's fine. It'll be okay. We'll live, everybody. Just don't think too hard about it. If nothing else, then I just keep doing Firestorm Rescue and bring out my old Thargoid Beluga. Just do that a bunch. That'll be fine. Yeah, I'm much more excited about the Nomad. And of course, we have the lighting changes. Just from the little bit of preview streams that I've watched, because there haven't been too many videos about it on YouTube. There's been a lot of like guides and news things and that kind of thing on YouTube, but not a whole lot of people like me that just stream it. Most of them are on Twitch, and you guys know me, I do not go on Twitch, so I kind of have to go out of my way to watch this stuff. But I did go and check out a couple of the partners on Twitch, just very briefly, to see like what the Nomad was looking like. And as a consequence of that, you kind of got to see a little bit of the lighting changes. And yeah, it looks absolutely gorgeous. It looks absolutely gorgeous. That's one of the reasons we're working on the Dodec tonight. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it done by the 30th, but I would have liked to have gotten it done. I want to get as much of it done as I can, because I want to do another trip out. I've been working on a big, like, Elite Dangerous video project, but it's been on hold for a little bit while I've been waiting for the lighting changes to go through. But just from what I've seen in the brief little bits that I've watched other streamers doing it, yeah, lives up to the hype. Looks absolutely beautiful. I'm very excited about it. I'm curious what this nebula is going to look like once they go through. I'm curious what the center of the galaxy is going to look like once it goes through. Like, it seems like kind of a midway point between what they had in Horizons, you know, the original lighting, and all of the stuff that they messed up with Odyssey. It seems like it's kind of like a halfway point in between that. So yeah, stars actually have like specific colors they can emit now, and it actually like shows up on the planets, and they've done a little bit with the bloom effects. But I have not seen anyone just like traveling to the center of the galaxy. That is the place that I am the most curious about. Because right now, when you go to the center of the galaxy, it just looks like pee. It looks like pee everywhere you go. There's no nice way of putting it. It is just a yellow sea everywhere you look. And I don't think that was intentional. So having that cleaned up and having it with like a little bit, I don't know, like changing some of the hue and saturation effects of the skybox in the center of the galaxy will go a long way. Give it a little bit more blue. Right now it's very yellow. It's very yellow and very brown, and just, I don't know. You would expect the center of the galaxy to be full of wonder, and instead it just looks like a badly... It just looks like you're using tungsten lamps that have been sitting in your attic for like the past 50 years, right? So yeah, I am liking what I am seeing from the lighting changes. Most of what I saw, they were like doing planetary landings and stuff, doing some Nomad testing. But even with that, you could see like the sunlight coming over the horizon and the atmosphere of some of these planets, and yeah, it looks absolutely gorgeous. So I'm very excited. And it looks like they also cleaned up the planetary scanner a bit. So instead of just like a big blue blob everywhere, like it's a little less opaque, so you can kind of see bounty hunter showed up at the wrong spot. Yeah, so the big blue blob, when you scan a planet, you can actually see a little bit more through it now. You can kind of actually like see the terrain, which is really nice. Yeah, I think it looks really good. We'll have to get in here and take a look and, you know, see what it looks like in person and actually do a little bit of exploring. But I'm excited to get back out and see some of this firsthand. Kind of go from there. And yeah, I'll be doing this video project. I don't know if it'll go here on the main channel, or if I should start making a separate channel just for like the pre-made videos and stuff. Because obviously, like, this is really kind of a VTuber focused channel. I obviously have like some of my old guides and that kind of thing still up here. But I don't know, it might be time to move some things around and just kind of focus on the VTuber stuff here and maybe make a secondary channel for the guides and videos and that kind of thing. But yeah, it'll be a music video. Pretty basic. But it should be kind of fun. I feel like I've seen some other videos, music videos, hype videos, whatever you want to call them, from the Elite community before, and feel like there's some work that could be done, to say the least. So yeah, I'm putting in a lot of work into this. Putting in a lot of work, trying to do a little bit that I've never done before, which is time-lapse stuff. It's kind of tricky to do in Elite. Normally I would set up a macro and just have it do a screenshot every so often, but for whatever reason, the Razer macros don't let me do alt commands. So like the high quality screenshot in Elite Dangerous is alt F10, right? It won't let me do that, and I don't know why. So I got to figure that out. I've been doing it manually. Yeah, you might see some looping going on, but yeah, we're gonna be doing some time lapses and that kind of thing, and that should be kind of fun. But yeah, some other stuff and some big places that I need to go explore. You know, I got to go back to the Great Annihilator. I've never been on the World of Death, so I've got to figure out how to land on that. That's gonna be a thing. That's gonna be an experience. But yeah, I got to get some footage there. It's going to be a lot of going back and forth. I don't know when this thing is going to be done. But when I go out and explore, I tend to move pretty fast. I tend to go pretty quickly. The only thing that holds me back with this is that with it being a kind of an Elite Dangerous, just kind of like love letter video, I want all of my ships, which means I'm going to have to haul my fleet carrier around. The nice thing is we have the Nebula's right here now, so there's at least some gas stations along the way. Tritium is no longer a worry. At least towards the center and a little bit on towards the eastern stretch. So I should be able to fill up pretty quickly and move about just fine. It just takes so long. It takes so long waiting for that 15-minute countdown, plus the 5 minutes post jump and all of that, right? But I need all of my ships with me to be able to get this thing done. So, you know, there's that. It's another thing to kind of take into consideration. So there's not really like a time frame on it. It is kind of like a little passion project I have on my own, just to have fun with it. Since it's a music video, I can't really monetize it anyways, which isn't like the biggest deal to me. So yeah, there's really like no rush to get it out at all. It's fine. It'll be whatever it is. It's just purely because I felt like doing it. I felt inspired to make some kind of music video thing with a song that came out just recently that really I felt like had Elite Dangerous vibes. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. But yeah, there will be another trip out here pretty soon. Maybe, I mean, it might even be the next stream. We might start our trip out to test the Nomad the next time we hop in here. I'd prefer to like get my fleet carrier out there a little ways first. But, you know, it is what it is. But aside from that, yeah. I mean, overall, a lot of positive things, I think, coming Elite's way. And I should have this Dodec almost done. My first ever Dodec. I'm curious how this is going to go. I really don't know if I'm going to be able to do the things with this system that I wanted to. I don't think I've got enough build slots. Like it's the triple water world system, right? And obviously I want to take advantage of that as best as I can. It's going to be tight. It's going to be very tight. The problem is that I began with a tier 1 starport. I just began with a regular civilian starport since the primary station was not around one of the water worlds. I just did something basic, right? But for whatever reason, that still counted towards my tier 2 and tier 3 cost. So my first tier 3 took 6 points. when it shouldn't. It should have only taken 3. I don't know why that bug is still here. But yeah, it acted like I had started out with like this really expensive thing. But yeah, I should have started with just 3 points, but no, it started with 6, which means what, the next one is going to be 12. Then the one after that would be 24. I don't think I've got enough slots to do that. I've got a tier 1 surface port that I'm working on there. And then the rest of these, I can do pretty much large settlements for all of these. And those are 2 apiece. So 2, 4, 6, 16. Yeah, it's going to be tight. I don't know if we'll be able to do it. I mean, I do have 35 stellar options. So I'm really gonna be like hitting up some of those single use cases. A lot of O'Mallagans, payday loans and coffee shops, trying to get out those tier 3 points. I don't know. Like, this would not have even been an issue if that bug had ever been fixed. But the fact that it started me out with requiring that many construction points, it's really annoying. That really set me back. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes. I mean, if I have to build a Coriolis or something around one of the water worlds, that's fine. The main thing with this system that I am trying out is population. I've never built for population before. I've always built to try and give people either something really cool to look at when they're out and about, right? Like a big touristy area. Like my lagoon one, my lagoon is it's a welcome center. You know, we're right front and center as a gateway to the Lagoon Nebula. So that's what I built it as, right? Another one that I've got is actually like a pure tourism settlement. It's all tourism economy. Nothing super crazy going on with that. But this one, I don't know. This is the first one that I've been building entirely for population. Also, I'm sorry, I don't know why I died there for a second. Whenever Elite gets these weird, like, shader issues and I freeze, I don't know why it does that. The only game that I know of that does that. Like, it's trying to render the shaders even though the game's already loaded. Like, all of that should already be pre-rendered. I don't know what's going on. But yeah. But yeah, this is the first system that I want to build purely for population and just see how big it gets. But it's not going to beat, like, most of the big Project Altea, however it's pronounced. It's not going to beat most of their big hubs that they build when they first arrive in an area. Like, those systems, those big shopping malls they build, they're all like very well built, and they're always built around like the perfect set of planets. Usually an Earth-like. You usually have a bunch of orbital hubs. Usually a tier 3 port somewhere. Bunch of Dodecs, all kinds of stuff, right? So it's not going to beat them in population, but I would like to see exactly how much a Dodec can help when you have 3 water worlds in a system, and just see what happens. But whether or not I can get 3, we'll just have to wait. Who knows? We'll just figure it out together. But depending on how much of this CMM I'm going to have to haul, it might or might not happen before my trip out. Before we go out of ways and explore with the Nomad. I don't know where I'm going to go next. I haven't really been up to Beagle Point, despite saying that every other time I've wanted to go out. But at the same time, I've never started from as far out, right? Like we're in the NGC Nebula right now as one of the big Project Altea hubs, and that's what, 8,000 away from Sol. I'd have to go and take a look. It's around 8,000 away from Sol. So that's already like a really good head start. Having this as a base of operations. And that's one of the reasons like I've been building out here so much and kind of following their project and bringing the glory of the frogs with me. Right? Just to have our little froggy homes wherever I happen to be building. Yeah, they make nice, very, very nice launch points for these larger expeditions. So who knows? Maybe I will go up towards Beagle Point, but I am kind of thinking at the very least Riker's Hold. I don't know if I want to cross over to the western side and go check out Inazumi or Inazami, whichever section that is. I've never been over there. I feel like the last time I kind of thought about going up in that direction, I was looking at a lot of the AAA systems, and yeah, they'd all been discovered. But I think at this point, most of the good ones have been discovered. There's only so many AAA systems in the galaxy. Like, you can actually go and look up a list of them. But yeah, there's still a lot that you can discover. A lot of Wolf Rayets, a lot of B stars, O stars, that kind of thing. But in terms of like black holes and anything interesting, I think most of them have been discovered at this point. So I'm not as worried about that. So yeah, I don't know if I want to cross over there and go check it out. Maybe I will. We'll just wait and see. I know that I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna be exploring, and it'll be a lot of fun. Maybe do a round trip, and then, you know, I'll get started on this big video project or whatever, and then I'm gonna be like, man, I really need to finish my Dodec. You know, start making my way back here, right? Okay, how far? Yeah, so we're 8.143 out. So yeah, like this is a really nice jump start. I mean, obviously Beagle Point is way up there, right? So it's still a ways to go. But that's still really good. I mean, that's what, 16 jumps? 16 or 17 fleet carrier jumps, 15 minutes, 20 minutes per jump. So like, yeah, that alone right there has already saved me at least 4 or 5 hours of work. So yeah, I'm a little bit more confident about going a little bit further out now. So we'll see how it goes. Go ahead and set this jump up. Problem is, like, all of the really good systems that I found, just the really interesting ones, the ones that I like the most, good sites and that kind of thing, they've almost all been on the eastern side. So, I don't know. And of course, the problem with Project Altea is that they're going above the plane, and I like to go below the plane. I feel like that's where I found most of my good stuff, is like eastern side, below the plane. They're going up above. So whenever they start getting a little bit closer to my target system, I got to figure out how I'm going to chain that, because that's going to be a lot of work going from above the plane to below, because I got to get right there. That's my home. That's mustache and bow tie. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do it. My baby, my favorite system I've ever discovered. Discovered by me, Guia Lynch. Beautiful, beautiful sight lines from these planets. See mustache and bow tie from afar. But yeah, we'll just wait and see. But yeah, we might head out in this direction to hit up Riker's Hold, and start heading over here. You know, it's decisions. Decisions. I mean, I guess we can take a look. I don't know really where I've made the most discoveries at, right? Izanami, yeah. I have not really found a whole lot there. I have not found hardly anything. I know I found a lot more than that, and there we go. Yeah. About ready to say, I know I've found a lot more. B-type giant. Still trying to find a Jolly Green gas giant though. That's kind of the current project. That's what most of my exploration is about these days. To find a Jolly Green. Yeah, I don't think I've been up to Izanami. I've never been up like north of the Arcadian stream. I think maybe I touched into Riker's Hope at some point. Probably not. Maybe I did. Maybe I just barely dipped my toes in there at one point. S-type star. No, I've never been there. Oh, I have been there. Vegnue. Huh. Maybe I haven't. Interesting. Got an outdoor world. Wait, no, that's not the right. I was already say that's not even the right system. That's our shopping mall. Weird. All right. With that being said, that's kind of what's going on. So with that being said, I gotta work tomorrow. So we're gonna go ahead and head out here instead of sitting here yapping while the launch goes off. Watch timer, so dumb. Yeah, thanks a ton for hanging out and listen to me yap for a little bit. I don't know. It's been a couple of days since we really had a chance to catch up. And that last stream, I don't know what I was doing. I'd had a few, had a little bit too much to drink. So yeah. But that being said, you know, we will keep an eye out for the Nomad launch and have some fun with that when we're ready to begin a nice expedition out and beyond. But until then, you know, I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. We might stream something tomorrow, might not. I've been waking up way earlier than I've been planning to. So I think that was another part of this week too. It was just I did not get any sleep during my work nights at all. Just absolutely none. It was hell all three of my shifts. And so yeah, I was feeling a little out of it. And so hopefully we will be able to fix that. I'm gonna try staying awake as long as I can today, and go to sleep at my normal time that I would go to sleep for work shifts, and hopefully they get that taken care of. So that we are ready for Nomad and a bunch of other stuff this week. But thanks a ton for hanging out with me. Thanks a ton for kind of like listening to my concerns and just general vibe on life right now. But I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. I hope you all stay safe. You know, if you're in Europe right now, stay cool. I know everyone's kind of ragging you guys on the AC, but you should really consider it. I just have a wall unit. It's fine. Doesn't take a lot of power. It's more than enough, but you gotta get the right BTU to get it working. But yeah, it's just either way, you know, stay safe, stay cool, and yeah, have a good rest of your weekend, everybody. I will see you next time. Bye bye.